The Minnesota Wild podcast is presented exclusively by Acrosure.
Not had a great success on the road. Is streaking in Hinostroza. He scores! Vinny Hinostroza on a partial break right side, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Wild.
Well, once again, he came down the right side, got the puck, and he's looking where that puck is going to go. But make no mistake about it, he found the opening there. Hinostroza, huge goal for his team. But that
2 goals in the first, none in the second. Wild still holding on to a 2-0 lead over the Flames, despite just 8 shots on goal. Tom Reid joins from the Al Shaver press box. Time for Tom Reid's hotline. Text us 64686. We've got tickets to Monday's final home game before the Olympic break when the Wild host the Montreal Canadiens. Tom, what have you thought through 40 minutes? It's lacked a little bit of excitement outside of those 2 goals. There hasn't been a lot else going on.
You're right, but what I have liked is the way Minnesota's controlled the puck. I mean, they've had the puck probably 75-80% of the time out here, especially in the first 2 periods that we've played so far. But they're not getting the shots to the net, and that's been the nemesis of Minnesota for so many games this year, where they're not shooting to the net. They're making lots of passes, controlling the puck, but you still have to get shots to the netminder if you're going to score any goals.
All right, let's get to our questions. We'll start with this one from the 320 area code. Tom Reid, tonight, Ryan Hartman is skating in his 700th game in the National Hockey League. What do you think? 700 games, that's a big number, and what have you thought about Hartsey this season?
He's been good. Look at last year, 11 goals and 15 assists. He had 26 points last year. Right now he's at 24, and he's got lots of games remaining to make something happen. But I think the biggest thing was him, he's been able to control his actions on the ice. So often we see him where he takes some penalties. They're dumb penalties. Sometimes he gets a little emotional in the game, and I get it. I understand that part of it. But the team has to come first. But I just like the way he has stepped on the ice this year. He's taken full responsibility for his game, and his game has been good, and hopefully that will continue.
Here's a big statement from Jill. Says she's a radio fan, and she's in Falcon Heights. This is a team that has Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Boldy, and Quinn Hughes. But Jill says, is Joel Eriksson the most important player on this roster, all things considered?
Well, he's one of them. I don't know if he's the most important player in the roster. I mean, you have to look at the different situations. You look at Hughes, what he has brought to the table since he's been here. I mean, he has really made a difference for the Minnesota Wild. There's no question about it. But all of collectively, these guys are good pieces of the puzzle that fit together, and that's what you want. But Joel Eriksson certainly is one of the guys over the years that we've watched him play, Kevin, that he's strong in that offensive area. He's strong in the puck. He takes a beating sometimes. And certainly, I've often said that he should be considered as one of the best defensive players, if not the best defensive player in the league. He plays both ends of the ice. He never lets up. Now he's doing penalty killing situations. Also, he's been in the power play, but he is certainly one of the leaders of this hockey team.
You've seen him a lot, and we've both watched just about every game of his National Hockey League career, and we see him off the ice all the time. Very nice, very likable. I've never once, it's never come across my thought process to punch him in the face. He gets on the ice, and everyone wants to punch that guy in the face.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Because he is such a nemesis for them. I mean, there's no question that what he brings to the table. Each game is amazing. He's able to get into the kitchen, you might so to speak, of the opposition, and they hate him. But he takes that beating. He doesn't fight back. In a fisticuff situation, but he does fight back using his stick and a little bit of his jaw. I'm sure when I say jaw, he's talking to the opposition at the same time and just trying to get into their heads as much as he possibly can.
This one from Sarah in Eagan. You used to play the game, Tom, and you were known from occasion to drop the gloves. Sarah in Eagan wants to know, how do players decide when they're going to fight? What do they say on the face-offs just before the gloves come off?
Well, I don't think if you go back just a few years ago, it was kind of staged all the time. Should we go now? No, let's wait. I'm going to wait till the next shift. I'm too late on this shift. I'm going to fight the next shift. In our situation, when we played back, and I'm going back a number of years ago, that a fight usually occurred because somebody did something to somebody else. And you're not waiting. You're going after him right now. And we see that all the time with the players nowadays. Look at Foligno. I mean, I'm not sure what was said before that, but sometimes players will do it just to get the team energized and the crowd energized in a situation. But usually it's because something was happened that they've done something to you and you're going to get them back.
Margaret's listening in Stillwater. Tom, there was a picture of Marc-Andre Fleury on the ice this morning. He retired last year. What's he doing on the ice wearing goalie gear?
He loves the game. Don't be surprised if he signs a long-term contract, knowing how he appreciates the game. But he's working with some of the young guys also, and he gets on the ice, and he's a nice guy to have, a nice mentor to have there to work with the young kids. I asked him this morning when I was talking to him, any chance you going down to Des Moines to maybe watch the guys down there? He said, yeah, I might do that. And, he wants to be a part of the game, but he's making his home here. His kids love it here, and that's one of the reasons why he is staying here in the Twin City area.
From the 218 area code, Tom, there's a lot in the rumor mill about Jesper Wallstedt being shipped out for something around the trade deadline. What do you think? Do you like Jesper Wallstedt on a Wild roster, or do you use him as trade bait to get something shiny on this Wild roster?
Look, at every GM, I'm sure the phones are ringing somewhat right now. There's going to be a freeze coming up here with the Olympics taking place. It's on February the 2nd. I do believe that it will take through to the Olympics. And then you've got the freeze that will come about the trade deadline in March. I believe it's March the 6th. I think that's what it is. But you know what? There's always going to be rumors about general managers will make a trade if they feel it's going to help their club. They're not just going to make a trade because they want to make a trade. There's got to be something in the air that gives them the idea that, hey, if we trade this guy, this is what we get. We have to get back. But when you trade someone, you got to be careful where he's going. Is that person going to go stay in the same division, the same conference? Where's he going to be? And what's he going to do to disrupt the makeup of the room? So often you make a trade and somebody coming in is not suited to be in that locker room. Guys may not like him, and so you have to really, as a GM, really have to be on your toes to find out who you're going to trade. What are you going to get? Is it going to be better, or is it going to be worse, or is it going to stay even? And it's difficult decisions for GMs to make sometimes.
How about last year when Colorado finally figures out, okay, we got to trade Rantanen, and they sent him out to Carolina. That's fine. We'd love to have him on our roster, but at least he'll be in the Eastern Conference. Well, they ship him off to Dallas, and now he's back in the Central Division again.
And he's doing quite well for
goodness, yes.
No question. I'm sure he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder also. But he's had a great success wherever he's been, and he certainly has made a difference for the teams he's been on.
Here's a quick one from Jeff in Superior, Wisconsin. I don't know the backstory on this. If this is a story, let me know. Tom, did you ever get your $25 back from the North Stars when you were fined for being late to a practice?
No, I did not.
They kept the $25?
Well, here's the bad thing about that, Kevin. I was living with the coach. They made Charlie Burns the coach for the last 30 days of the schedule. And it couldn't move out. He said, don't worry, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. I'll never say it. So I get up one day, the pre-meeting's at 10 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 20 to 10. I get dressed. I'm going out, and there's Charlie sleeping in the bed. And I said, Charlie, you're the coach. You have a meeting in 20 minutes. I'll go and get the car. So I waited for him, got there, and I walked in 1 minute late. They fined me, and they went to the coach and said, I said, you can't fine me. He says, you're late. It's $25. He was late, too. But I never got it back.
Good stuff. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Tom Reid upstairs in the Al Shaver press box with Tom Reid's hotline. You text it at 64686, and one of you will be lucky enough to get a pair of tickets to see the Wild and Canadians on Monday for the final home game before the Olympic break. A text is coming. If you don't get it, you can still get tickets at wild.com/tickets. Wild lead the Flames 2-0 after 40 minutes. A full recap is next. This is Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino. The best place to go for all your Minnesota Wild audio needs is the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. Everything Minnesota Wild related, including highlights, press conferences, players, coaches, general managers, and more. It's available on the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. It's all just a click away at wild.com/podcast.